forgot how hard it is to get through the first minute and a half, 2 minutes of these videos with no script. Anyway, what's up? What's going on? Hide and read. And you might have noticed he's doing a lot more hiding than reading lately, but I'm still getting some reading done. Got 3 adult westerns here for you. I took very sparse notes, and we're going to compare and contrast the 3 series. Yeah, let's do it. I got Gunsmith. We all know Gunsmith. Clint Adams. I got Spur. This is Spur McCoy. And I got Longarm. Custis Long. That's his name. Okay. Long arm of the law. It's not referencing anything else except for the long arm of the law. Long arm. Okay. So, this corner of BookTube, we're probably more familiar with Gunsmith. I know you guys like these. J.R. Roberts, Robert Randisi, right? That's his name. And he passed away last year, about this time, if I'm recalling this correctly. Can still find these Gunsmith books online, very cheap. And yeah, this is $3.17. There's more than 300. I think they're around 4 or something. It's crazy. But yeah, Gunsmith, Valley of the Wendigo. I really, really enjoyed this one. I was like delayed in an airport for like 3 or 4 hours, and yeah, that and some nicotine gum kept me company. Yeah, so Gunsmith, Valley of the Wendigo, really cool. Since we've talked about the Gunsmith and Clint Adams already enough, I feel like we'll just compare basically these two to the Gunsmith, more or less. Something I thought was interesting is just kind of unbeknownst to me, because I blindly picked up this is what I read after that. This is the next book I read. In this book, they actually mention Wendigo, which is like this cryptid being in American kind of mythology. And it, different reports say different things, but basically it's this very tall, skinny, scary thing that moves around silently, and it just like tears people up in the woods. And like there's like different stories about it, like it'll pretend to be like a little girl crying or something, and then you walk up and you find it and it just grabs you. Or the Wendigo is so thin that it could turn sideways and people don't see it. Kind of like if you turned like Mario, like this, and he just disappears. So, which to me is just like kind of a clever way of people saying it's from another dimension. So, yeah, Wendigo, pretty cool, and he makes like a bit of appearance in this Longarm book. And if I remember correctly, it's like Longarm 14 or 4 or something that takes place, and this is 122. So you get callbacks in the series here quite often. So I thought that was pretty interesting. Sometimes in Gunsmith, when they do the callbacks, they'll actually like reference it in a footnote on the bottom of the page, which is spectacular in my opinion. If they ever like revise and re-release these, which would be so awesome, like to get 5 of these in a binding, and they could do little stuff like that with the callbacks and the footnotes and stuff. Just an idea. These books were very popular at one time. Everything comes around. So, but yeah, you can still get them. They're cheap. Man, what were we talking about? Wendigo. And anyway, Custis Longarm. He's in Colorado. He's who is he working for? Some government agency. And I think in the series it like jumps around, but he's like working in official capacity, whereas Gunsmith is kind of just roaming and picking up odd jobs. So Longarm is a working man. It's more kind of like detective based. The writing in this series is more verbose, I guess, than Gunsmith. Gunsmith is like wicked fast and to the point. Longarm, you're gonna have to sit there and chew on it a little bit. You're definitely getting a lot more text per story. Uh, which yeah, I know people like. I don't mind personally, as long as it doesn't get out of hand. Like it's not like Zane Grey verbose, but it's definitely compared to Gunsmith. It's a lot of words. Um, yeah, but I enjoyed it. Um, Similar tropes with the ladies can't get enough of him. They throw themselves at him. He's also, saving the day. He rides into town. All the good stuff. That's Custis Longarm. So I'll definitely by Tabor Evans, and I think he wrote like the first 15 or 20 in the series. But I'll be reading more of this. Um, yeah, interesting enough. Interesting enough, and I like this how the sequence of events unfolded and everything is pretty cool. I didn't tell you anything about this story, but basically, there's this Indian tribe outside of town, and they're being blamed for these killings that are going on, but Longarm suspects that it's actually not them. It's somebody impersonating them in order to rob people and get away with it, and by blaming the Indians. So they're like dressing up in paint and everything, and that's the mystery here. Somehow a circus gets involved, like a Russian circus. Fun. Oh, this is fun too. My This camera stand is actually my guitar stand. So if I do this, get like a, I don't know. Can you hear it? Sometimes it wobbles. It's funny. ADD much? Okay. Yeah. Last of the three is Spur. This is the most recent um, series that I'm aware of. Like these books were popular, like most popular, probably like mid 70s to mid 80s, and then dying off slowly as time went on. I think the last Longarm is actually from 2015, and it's Puffin, Penguin. Is this the same company? Anyway, one of them. You'll Google Longarm, you'll see. Still sells like the last 140 of them. Like you can still buy these new. I think the series stopped in 2015. But thought that's interesting. Anyway, Spur is probably the most recent. Um, yeah, these adult westerns. I'm gonna be honest with you, it was not great. I thought the sequence of events, especially, was very clumsy and actually didn't work together at all. So basically, what I was reading was a collection of action and erotic sequences. Okay, fair enough. I can read that. I'll enjoy reading that, but would prefer, I prefer a story. You don't really get a lot of, yeah, there's just not a lot of description of this main character, Spur McCoy. Um, the action was like clunky. It wasn't like these weren't like smooth chains of events, and also there's just like so many logical inconsistencies in a short book. It was like I don't really I'm not that critical when it comes to reading these books, but I felt like sometimes you got to say no. And Spur 31 Portland Pussycat, I don't think it is a good example of the series. I could be wrong because this is the first time I read it, but I just imagine other books in this series are more smooth, suave. I don't know, but yeah, this was just rough. It was rough and not in like a good way at all. But yeah, Spur McCoy, cool enough guy. He's a Fed. He works for the Secret Service, and in this book, that entails him looking for a counterfeiter. So yeah, dealing with like the art scene in Portland, and you know prostitutes, that kind of stuff, always abound in these adult westerns. So yeah, I had fun reading them. Maybe you guys could suggest other series, and I'll compare and contrast them. I like doing this. I keep saying that I like make up these formats for videos, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna keep doing them, and I don't. But this will be fun. This will be fun. So, uh, yeah, maybe we'll switch it up for the thumbnail because people have seen so much Gunsmith already. Oh, there's a thumbnail. Yeah, I enjoyed them, but yeah, suggest a different series for me. I appreciate you sticking around. I definitely understand I'm not as good as communicating as I used to be. So hopefully I can get back into this, and yeah, it's just fun hanging out with you guys. What the last videos I was doing these like hidden library videos. I'm sorry I didn't respond to any of the comments. The intention was obviously to read them in the next video, but I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I have a couple more video ideas coming up, and plenty to read. So until next time, find somewhere to hide, find something to read. Peace.